Today I'm sitting here with comic book artist Jason Fabok. Hi, Jason.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm Retro.
It's time for another On the Spot. On the Spot.
Tom King once told me, while sitting next to Clayman, that Clay thinks drawing the Joker is difficult.
Drawn by this dude right here.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. I love that cover. You look very unenthusiastic about it.
He says Joker's too hard to draw.
My resting face.
Yeah?
Yeah. Aren't I
I
excited?
rest in this face.
No, I don't scream excitement.
Do you want me to lie to
24/7.
children? That's your
Do
theory?
I look excited?
I don't
all
like
the time?
lying to children,
Shut
Clay
up.
man.
I'm very excited.
Drawing the Joker difficult for you? Is he a challenge or is he fun?
Yeah, I probably redraw him like 10 times before I'm actually happy with the way he looks. He's tough because his face isn't normal. It's not like a normal human's face. It's like the proportions are all weird, so you feel like you're almost drawing a cartoon character, and then sometimes that doesn't jive well with what your style looks like. So it takes a little while to kind of figure it out, and I still don't know if I've actually figured it out correctly.
His face is like, there's an anime that's really bad, and it has like these pointy chin characters, and I'm almost thinking if I put Joker's face on one of theirs, it looks almost the same. Are there any other characters that challenge you?
Superman. I don't know what it is about Superman, but I have in my head kind of what the character should look like, and sometimes it's very hard for me to figure it out. Like Batman's easy. It comes so naturally. Same with Wonder Woman. But Superman, sometimes younger characters are harder to draw because you can't use a lot of angles. Everything has to be more smooth. Every book has its challenge, and there's usually a challenging character in every book, and sometimes it surprises you which ones you really you really click with and you find easy to draw, and then sometimes the ones that you really want to draw are the ones that are the toughest, and you just can't get it. You're never 100% happy with it.
That's how I feel when I draw. Who do you hear when you draw Batman and Joker?
A lot of the times with that stuff, it's the probably the animated series actors, their voices that I hear. But sometimes it's even my voice because I act out a lot of the scenes myself, like when I have to draw them. So, if I have a sequence and the two characters are talking, I'll act out how that person would actually deliver the line, and then I try to put that emotion into their face a little bit just to kind of get that across. It might be the way that their lips are shaped or whatever. That's a kind of a trick that animators do for television and movie animation, is they'll act out in front of a mirror. I kind of do that myself, and I find that just helps me to, kind of just figure out emotions and make it clear what they're actually talking and actually speaking.
A lot of other comic book artists also said the animated series.
Yeah.
I can see why, because those are like two main voices.
Yeah, they're very
that are very known.
iconic voices, right? So everybody kind of remembers those.
I notice we have the same taste in retro Batman toys. Do you collect statues or figures for your office? Are you a collector?
Yeah, I am. I have quite a lot of action figures and toys. I started off kind of collecting all the different figures of the characters that I had drawn in comics, but then after a while I had drawn so many that I just couldn't do that anymore. So now I just kind of focus on different things that I really liked from when I was a kid, or movies that I liked, and I kind of collect that stuff. And it always, my tastes always change, and now that I have my son, he's 3, and he gets into different things, and then it gets me excited about that. So, lately it's been Ninja Turtles. He got into Ninja Turtles, so I went and I found all the old Ninja Turtle toys I had as a kid, and I've been buying stuff like that. So, yeah, but I am a collector. I'm a big kid at heart, and those things inspire me while I'm working too.
What is your favorite collector item that you have?
A friend of mine was able to find me some of the original Batman 89 action figures I had when I was a kid, but in the boxes. And I'd been looking for those for a long time because those were some of the first toys I ever got. And so he was able to get those for me, and it's, it's a little thing, but it just reminds me of when I was a kid, and so right now I think that's one of my most prized possessions that I have. It's probably the least expensive thing, but it's just something that, it's sentimental, I guess.
what's it like seeing your art come to life in the form of a statue?
It's odd. It's a fun process to do, but it's kind of you do the artwork and then it's hands off. You have to give it to somebody else to do, and that part's a little weird for me because I'm so used to just doing everything, the whole process myself. But it's at the same time it's very cool, and I'm honored that DC asks me to do statues and toys and things like that, because I'm being a toy collector, that's something that I'd like to see, and I want to collect. I want to be able to do that and have that opportunity to create some stuff, collectibles. And so, yeah, it's really cool to see statues and toys with that I had a part in designing in some way.
You've worked on some great characters over the last few years, but what is your dream project? Are there certain characters you want to mix up, or maybe a specific character you haven't gotten yet?
Well, right now I'm working on my dream project, which is the Batman 3 Jokers project. It's coming along. It won't be out for a little while because I actually, with this project, they've given me some time to spend doing the work and make it the best I can make it. And so I'm working on that right now, and I'm loving it, and I think it's going to be the best work I ever do. After that project, though, I mean, there's my dream. I would say my dream project outside of DC Comics would be to do a creator-owned book, like create my own character and my own universe. And I have an idea I've been kind of working on. I have 2 ideas that I've had kind of in my mind since I've been about 14 or 15, and I'd love to see them realized in some way. But that means putting on the hat of a writer, and I don't really know if I can do that or not. I've never really written anything. But I would love to do that one day and see those characters kind of realized in some way. And but yeah, so you're kind of your dreams and the dream characters you want to work on, they kind of change over time. I've done Batman for so long now that it's like, I think once 3 Jokers is done, that'll be my staple on Batman, and then I can kind of move away from that. I haven't felt like I've done my Batman project. That's what this will be. And then after that, maybe I can move to some different characters. It just depends on the writer. I'm working with Jeff Johns on the 3 Jokers, and I've worked with him on Darkseid War Justice League. And, he could, whatever character he gives me or whatever book, I would probably work on it with him because I just trust him. That doesn't go, like, with a lot of other writers and stuff, I don't think that would go the same way. But with Jeff Johns, if he picked some, like, E-level, D-level character and said, hey, we're going to do this book, I would be like, all right, cool, let's do it. But, yeah, so I don't know. It changes as you go, and different influences come into your life, and you kind of figure out, where you want to go with your career and what you want to do and what's fun to draw. So, yeah.
Do you think this story is going to change the readers' look at the Joker going forward?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of twists and a lot of surprises in 3 Jokers. Fans, it's 3 issues long. Each issue is 50 pages, so they're big, meaty books. There's a lot of story going on, and each issue has an ending that people will be talking about. They'll be debating what happens in these issues for a long time. I'm really very confident that these books will go down as one of the great Batman Joker stories. Jeff's come up with just an insane story, and I'm really excited to be able to draw it, and I hope I hope that people will enjoy it. I hope we scare them a bit. I hope we make them talk a little bit, but I think they're going to be really happy with the ending and kind of what it sets up going forward.
Nice. I would totally read that, as long as, since they're 50 pages, they're not as long as Stephen King books, maybe.
It won't be that long.
Those are long. If you could visit any fictional place, where would you want to go and why? From a book, movie, TV show, or something like that.
Oh, man. Maybe the original Star Wars trilogy. That would be pretty cool, or something out of Lord of the Rings. When I was a kid, I always wanted to visit the Super Mario world and stuff like that. That was
the first thing that I've heard from Mario.
Yeah, I always loved the Mario series growing up. I think would be a fun world. But
Yeah, be careful of like getting hit by those mushrooms.
Yeah, that's true. But it'd probably be something like Star Wars or something sci-fi. I really like that kind of stuff.
And that's it. Make sure you go and pick up the 3 Jokers soon when it comes out. You can follow Jason Fabok on social media and catch him on his YouTube channel, the Fabokalypse, as well, which my father, A-Cal Productions, actually helped you give that name.
Cool. Awesome.
On Twitter. So you're meeting him.
There you go.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
Awesome.
I hope you have a good day.
Awesome. You too. Thank you.
Well, that was all for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, like button, and share with all your friends. I'll see you guys in the next video. And now I'm off to not go play with my dad's Batman 89 toy. And I'll see you guys later.